Asaba town was the kind of place where everybody knew everybody. If your neighbor sneezed in the morning, the whole street would hear by afternoon. In that kind of town, beauty didn't hide. And Amanda's beauty, it walked ahead of her. From the market women to the schoolboys, everyone knew her name. Not just because of how she looked, but because Amanda was the kind of girl that made noise when things were good. Amanda had two friends, Tayo and Simbi. From JSS 1, they were always together. If you saw one, just turn your head. The other two were close by. They shared food at break time. They walked home together after school. They even wore the same color on Sundays. Red one week, blue the next. Tayo was the tallest. Her voice was always sharp. Simbi was the quiet one. She liked to stare and nod. But when it came to laughter, they all laughed the same way, with their hands on their stomachs. People in town would say, "See these three, friendship made in heaven." They did everything together: weddings, naming ceremonies, town festivals. They didn't hide anything. They told each other who texted them, who gave them money, who they liked, who they didn't like. But there was a problem. Despite being the oldest and most beautiful of all her friends, Amanda had never been able to keep a man for long. Her longest relationship only lasted 3 months. It wasn't because she wasn't beautiful or was cursed, no. It was due to jealousy from her friends, Tayo and Simbi. You see, after secondary school, the usual happened in Asaba town. Education stops for girls. The boys might continue to the university, but the girls, they were expected to get married right away. In the town, that's how it was. Education was only the beginning, the real thing was marriage. And Amanda, with her sharp body and sweet mouth, was the first among her friends to find love. His name was Kevin. One Saturday evening, Amanda went to a wedding with her mother. She wore a simple gown, nothing loud, but even like that, she still stood out. Kevin saw her there, a man with shiny shirt, brown skin, and strong smell that followed him like shadow. He walked straight to her. "Hello, fine girl," he said. Amanda smiled. "Good evening, sir." He laughed. "I am not sir. Call me Kevin." That night, when they got home, Amanda told her mother about Kevin. Her mother didn't smile. "Let me pray first," she said. She went to see Pastor Andrew the next morning. By evening, she returned. "My daughter," she said, "the man is not bad, but the pastor said you must not introduce him to anybody yet, not even your friends, until your wedding day is set." Amanda laughed. "Mama, how can I not tell my friends? They are like sisters. I must share my good news." Her mother shook her head. "Be careful, Amanda. Some smiles hide teeth." The next day, Kevin came again, this time with fried rice in takeaway pack. The day after, it was new slippers, then perfume, then iPhone, all in 1 week. Soon, Amanda was always smiling. She picked calls in corners. She hummed love songs while cooking. She changed her WhatsApp profile to "Somebody's daughter is loved." One day behind Simbi's house, Amanda introduced Kevin to her friends. "Meet Kevin," she said. "My baby." Kevin looked at them and said, "Your friends are sharp. I like them." They laughed, but Simbi bit her lip. Tayo just looked at the sky. From that day, Kevin became the new gist. Amanda told them stories. "He said I'm the most beautiful girl in town. He's taking me home next week. He wants to marry me." Her face glowed like evening fire. Her friends listened. They smiled. But inside their hearts, something cold started to rise. They started talking less when she arrived. They asked fewer questions. They kept their plans small. Amanda didn't notice. She was in love, but love can open a door and jealousy can walk in quietly. For a while, it looked like Kevin would marry her. She had even started staying in his apartment on weekends. Her mother didn't complain. Why would she? The man was rich. But just a month into their relationship, something happened. One morning, Amanda called Kevin. No answer. She called again in the evening. Still no answer. She waited. 1 day, 2 days, 1 week. Maybe his phone is bad, she said. But deep down, something was wrong. Kevin stopped sending food, stopped replying messages, stopped everything. Amanda cried. Her chest felt heavy like stone. She stayed in bed, didn't bath, didn't eat, just cried and cried. She asked Tayo, do you think he's okay? Tayo shrugged. Men get tired. Simbi added, maybe he has someone else now. They sat beside her, patting her back, saying sorry, but their hearts were not sorry, because it was them, Simbi and Tayo. One hot afternoon, before all this, they had gone to Kevin's compound. They sat like visitors. Tayo said, we came as sisters. We just want to tell you the truth. Simbi nodded. Amanda is not who you think. Kevin looked at them. What do you mean? They took turns lying. They said she was sleeping around, that she was with other men even while seeing him, that she had a bad name in town. She sees other men. She collects money from them. She's only using you, Simbi whispered. Kevin didn't shout. He just nodded slowly. He thanked them for coming, and that was the last day he ever called Amanda. Amanda didn't know. She knelt in church crying. God, bring him back. She deleted his photos, blocked his number, but still waited. Her friend stayed close, held her, hugged her. But when she turned away, they looked at each other and smiled. The lie had worked. Her heart was broken. Months later, Amanda finally moved on. Then she met another man, Richard. He wore a white shirt and black trousers. His shoes made no sound. His eyes were kind, his smile quiet. He said, hello. She answered, good evening. They didn't talk much that day, but the next day, he found her on Facebook. He sent a message. You looked peaceful yesterday. She replied with a small smile. That's how it started. Richard was not like Kevin. He didn't show money. He showed time. He listened. He asked about her dreams. He sent her books, poems, little quotes that made her heart feel warm. One Saturday, he took her to a restaurant in the town. He ordered for her, paid before she could argue. He gave her a wristwatch. This one is original, he said. She laughed. Thank you. That night, she hugged her pillow like baby. But this time, she didn't tell Tayo and Simbi. No meet my baby. No stories under the mango tree. Before she started seeing Richard, she also told her mother. Her mother went to Pastor Andrew again. Came back that evening with the same message. This one looks better, her mother said. But still, Pastor said you must not share him with anyone yet. Let the relationship mature before you speak. Amanda rolled her eyes. Mama, what is the use of love if I can't celebrate it? Don't worry. This time, I'll be careful. She kept it small, quiet, safe. But secrets in the town don't stay hidden. The wind has ears. The trees have mouths. And within a few days, Tayo and Simbi already knew. Tayo found out from her cousin. Simbi saw them at the supermarket laughing near the cold drinks. And again, the fire of jealousy started to grow. Later that week, Tayo and Simbi met behind Simbi's house. We can't allow this one to enter deep, Tayo said. She must not marry before us, Simbi replied. 2 days later, they went to Richard's office. They wore clean clothes, spoke gently. We just came to help, Tayo started. Simbi looked down. It's about Amanda. Richard sat still. She's not well, Tayo whispered. Her womb is damaged. She can't carry a child. And she has a sickness, Simbi added, voice low like breeze. Richard didn't argue. He didn't confirm. He just thanked them, gave them malt and groundnut, said goodbye. That was the last time Amanda heard from him. She called. He didn't answer. She texted. He didn't reply. She waited 1 week, 2 weeks. Then she cried again. This time she didn't ask her friends for advice. She just cried alone. Tayo and Simbi came to visit. They brought juice, sat beside her. Maybe he's not serious, they said. Men are like that, they added. They held her hand. But inside their hearts they danced. Another one gone. After Richard disappeared, Amanda took her time. She told herself she wasn't going to rush into anything again. But loneliness has its own way of creeping in. When you're the beautiful girl in town who has failed at love twice, people don't whisper. They shout. And each time Amanda walked through the market or to the church, she could feel eyes on her. Pity, judgment, laughter. Then, with a lot of men asking her out every single week, Amanda decided to try again. This time, it was different. His name was Adamu. He wasn't from Asaba. He was a Hausa businessman who had come down to open a wholesale shop. Tall, dark, quiet. He didn't talk much, but when he did, people listened. Their meeting wasn't dramatic. She had gone to his shop one hot afternoon to buy some items for her mother. He noticed her, offered her a stool to sit, gave her a free bottle of drink, and before she left, he handed her a card. In case you need anything. At first, Amanda didn't plan to call, but the day her slippers cut on her way back from church, Adamu drove by and stopped. Let me give you a lift. From that day, things moved fast. Adamu was different. He didn't just buy her gifts. He listened. He asked about her dreams. He took her to restaurants outside town where no one knew them. For once, Amanda didn't feel judged. At home, Amanda hesitated at first, but she still mentioned him to her mother. As usual, Mama Amanda took it to prayer. She returned from church 2 days later, holding her Bible tight. Pastor said this one is strong, she said, but he warned again. Don't share him yet. Don't tell your friends until he comes for introduction. Amanda frowned. Mama, my friends are good. They comfort me during heartbreaks. They always want the best for me. Her mother looked her straight in the eyes. Still, for this one, just try. Keep quiet about it and see what will happen. And for once Amanda listened. She kept quiet. 1 month passed, then 2. But by the 3rd month, she could no longer hold it. She thought of the wedding, of her introduction, of dresses. She thought, who else will help me prepare if not my friends? It didn't make sense telling them after the introduction. And that was how she broke silence again. She told them, carefully this time. He's quiet but gentle, and he's serious. He wants to meet my mother. They smiled, but their hearts did not smile. Hope he's not married? Simbi asked. These northern men hide wives, Tayo added. Amanda laughed. He's not like that. But behind her back, they planned again. Tayo stood by the window, arms crossed. Simbi sat on the bed, chewing dry chin-chin. She said he wants to meet her mother, Tayo said. Simbi hissed. We have to stop it now. The next day, they wore their neatest clothes. Lip gloss, light powder. They went to Adamu's shop. Good evening, sir, Tayo greeted sweetly. Adamu looked up. Welcome. We came because we care, Simbi said. Adamu offered them seats, water, groundnut. Then they started. She didn't tell you, Tayo asked. Adamu frowned. Tell me what? Simbi leaned forward. She's not healthy. She has A woman problem. She can't have children, Tayo added. Adamu said nothing. His face didn't change. They continued. She hides things. She brings bad luck. Then Simbi laughed softly. But if you still want a wife, we're here. 2 for 1. You're from the north. You can marry both of us. Adamu looked at them, his eyes quiet. Like before. Thank you, he said. Safe journey back. They stood, they left. 1 week passed. Amanda went to the shop. It was locked. She called. No reply. She waited. Morning to evening. Then someone told her, Adamu has moved. His shop is now in another town. Amanda didn't cry that day. She just sat in her room. Quiet. Cold. Her mother asked, what happened again? She didn't answer. Later that night, her phone buzzed. Tayo sent a message. Don't worry. A better one will come. Amanda dropped the phone. Her heart was tired. 3 men. 3 times. But Tayo and Simbi were not tired yet. The town started talking again. She's been dumped again. A woman whispered at the market. Which one is this now? Another asked. Maybe it's a curse, a man muttered. Amanda heard it all. At the market, people stared. At church, voices dropped when she passed. They said she's beautiful but not wise, they said. No man stays. She wore longer dresses, wrapped scarves around her head, walked quietly, posted nothing online. Her smile disappeared. Her mother said, eat something. But Amanda barely touched her food. At night, she lay awake, silently crying into her pillow. Tayo and Simbi visited often. They brought snacks, watched movies, said kind things. Forget them. You deserve better. Men are the problem. They held her hand and hugged her. But behind the comfort were the hands that had caused the pain. Soon, a new man would arrive. Quiet, sincere. And for the last time, Amanda's heart would open again. One Sunday morning after service, Amanda's Bible slipped from her bag and fell to the ground. Pages scattered like dry leaves. She bent down, trying to gather them. A hand reached out. Let me help you, the man said. She looked up. It was Saka. His shirt was plain, his voice calm, his eyes. They didn't wander. They stayed on hers. Thank you, she said. He nodded. You're welcome. That was all. But that small help followed her home like scent. She kept thinking about him, his face, his hand. The next Sunday, he came again. Do you like palm wine? He asked, smiling small. She laughed. Why? Because I brought some from my trip. He was a trader. He sold building materials, came to the town once in a while. But now, he started coming more. He didn't talk too much. But when he spoke, his words stayed in the air. And this time, something changed in Amanda. She didn't say anything to her mother at first, but Mama noticed the glow. Who is he? She asked. Amanda smiled small. This one, I'm keeping quiet. She still prayed. Her mother still saw Pastor Andrew, and the answer remained the same. Keep it private. And this time, for once in her life, Amanda obeyed completely. She told no one, not Tayo, not Simbi. She kept him like gold in a drawer. Even when he brought drinks and kola nut for her family, even when a date was picked, she told no one. And maybe that was the only reason he stayed. Because for the first time, her love was protected. In less than 2 months, he came with his people. They brought drinks, kola nut, goat meat. Amanda's mother smiled. This one looks like husband. Saka's uncle said, we are here to ask for your daughter's hand. Everyone agreed. They picked a wedding date. Amanda didn't shout. She didn't post online. She just hugged her mother and cried. But not tears of pain, tears of peace. Just 2 days before the wedding, She told Tayo and Simbi quietly. I'm getting married. Saka's people have come. Date is set. Tayo smiled small. Simbi clapped once, but that was all. No congratulations, no, we're so happy for you. Just questions. So soon? You sure he's not rushing you? Do you really know him? Amanda just nodded. Her heart knew something was off, but she pushed it away. Tayo and Simbi didn't talk much after the introduction. They didn't tease Amanda. They didn't ask for dress styles. They just smiled and nodded whenever she spoke. But behind their quiet faces, a storm was dancing. This time they were tired of lies. Kevin, gone. Richard, gone. Adamu, gone. And yet, Amanda still stood, still smiling, still wearing white lace and walking like a queen. This one must not marry, Simbi whispered. She has shamed us enough, Tayo replied. So one evening, before the cock crowed, they wore black wrappers, tied their heads with old scarves, and entered the bush behind the cassava farm. Deeper, deeper, until they reached a narrow path covered in red sand and thick trees. At the end stood a small hut, quiet, dark, cold. An old woman sat on a stool, her back bent like a broken broom. Her skin looked like dried pepper. Her eyes didn't blink. Wise woman, Tayo said. We need your help, Simbi added. The woman didn't ask questions, she just stared. Then she opened a small calabash. Inside were bones, ash, and shells. She wants to marry, Simbi said. We want the wedding to scatter, Tayo finished. Simbi added, we want a public disgrace, the kind people won't forget. The wise woman nodded slowly. She reached into a small calabash, brought out a pouch. Inside were 3 white seashells and a black charm tied with red thread. Put this inside her wedding purse. The day she touches it, her beauty will turn to curse. Tayo took it. They bowed. They left. The frogs croaked as they walked back, but their hearts were quiet. When the wedding day arrived, the sun woke up early that day. The sky wore its bluest cloth. Birds sang like drummers. The town of Asaba was ready. Ready for the wedding of the girl who had suffered 3 heartbreaks. Ready to see the beauty in a white gown. Drums beat. Trumpets sang. Women danced. Men whistled. She finally made it. She is getting married today. God has finally did it for her. Amanda stepped out. Her gown was white like fresh snow. Her skin glowed like oil under light. Her eyes were bright. Her smile was full. Even the breeze bowed as she passed. Children ran after her. Women sprayed perfume in the air. She looks like a queen, someone whispered. Saka stood in front, his hands behind him, his face full of joy. Sweat gathered on his forehead, but his heart was dancing. Then came the moment. Amanda walked, step by step, software graceful, like a song with no words. She reached halfway. A piece of her earring moved. She reached into her purse. Her fingers touched the charm. Then her hand shook. Her fingers stretched like soft rubber. Her legs locked together. Her feet disappeared. Her skin changed. Scales, shiny, silver, cold. Her mouth, gone. She gasped, but no voice came. People screamed, "Fish! Fish! She's a witch! She's a marine spirit! Oh, Heavenly Father!" Phones flew up. Some ran. Some fainted. Amanda stood, her white gown now clinging to her fish body. Her eyes were wide. Tears poured, but her mouth stayed shut. Saka looked at her, his legs weak. Women shouted. Men dragged their children back. And in the corner, near the mango tree, Tayo and Simbi stood. They didn't scream. They didn't run. They just smiled, quietly, like thieves watching their fire burn a palace. People gathered in groups. Whispers flew like bats. The market closed early. Even the dogs stopped barking. A bride turned to fish. in front of the altar. She must be a witch. Maybe her mother is one too. The elders sat in the palace square. Long chairs, long faces, heavy sighs. This is shame, one said. This has never happened in Asaba, another added. It is a curse, they all agreed. But Amanda's mother, Mama Amanda, did not sit. She did not cry. She carried her wrapper, tied it tight, and walked into the forest. The trees were tall. The path was rough, but she didn't stop. Flies buzzed, thorns scratched her legs, sweat soaked her back. Still she walked. She reached a small stream. A hut sat near it. Smoke came from behind. A woman was sitting on a flat stone, eyes closed, body still. She opened her eyes without being called. I've been waiting, she said. Mama Amanda knelt. My daughter is under attack, she said. She turned into a fish on her wedding day. The priestess didn't blink. She is not evil, Mama added. Her heart is good, but something has touched her. The priestess nodded. She went inside, came out with a tiny calabash. She opened it. White powder sat inside, soft like ash. Go to the river, the priestess said, before dawn. Call her name 3 times. Pour this powder. If her heart is still human, she will return. Mama took the calabash, bowed, and left. Her legs were weak, her eyes swollen, but her hope still burning because she believed like the river can take, but the river can also give back. The sky was still dark. The stars were hiding. The wind was cold like morning tears. Amanda's mother held the calabash tight. Her feet touched the wet sand by the river. Frogs croaked far away. The water was quiet, too quiet. She stepped forward. Her wrapper soaked at the bottom. Her lips were shaking, but her voice rose like a prayer. Amanda, she called. Amanda, she called again. Amanda, she said the 3rd time, her voice breaking like dry wood. Then she poured the powder. It floated. It danced on the water like feathers. At first, nothing. Silence. Then the river moved softly, slowly, then stronger. The middle of the water turned round, like something was waking up. A light shimmered, golden, bright. Something came out, first a hand, then a head, then the whole body. It was her, Amanda. Her skin was wet, her gown torn, her hair stuck to her face, her knees weak, her mouth trembling. But she was human. She looked at her mother. Mama, she whispered. Her mother ran to her, held her tight like she was hugging the sky. My child, my child. They cried into each other's arms, water and tears mixing. The river calmed, the wind stopped, and as the sun rose, the birds began to sing. By morning, Asaba was shaking again. The bride is back. She's human again. God has done it. But not everyone celebrated, because the river had returned what it took. But it was not finished yet. The river gave Amanda back, but it didn't leave empty-handed. That night, the town slept, but one house didn't. Tayo screamed. Her voice tore through the night like thunder. Fish! Fish! It's touching me! She cried, scratching her skin. She ran out, barefoot, eyes wide, wrapper falling. In another corner, Simbi stared at her mirror. She touched her face, but what looked back had fish eyes, big, wet, cold. No! 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 She shouted. She threw the mirror, broke it, but the eyes stayed, in her mind, in her soul. By morning, they were both gone. Someone said they saw them running into the bush, naked, mad. Someone else said they were laughing and crying at the same time, but before they vanished, they confessed. They told the truth. Tayo was screaming, "We did it! We lied about Kevin! We destroyed Richard! We poisoned Adamu's mind!" Simbi followed behind, laughing and crying. We went to the forest. We put the charm in her purse. We wanted her to fall. The pastor stopped the service. The congregation froze. Elders stood up. Ushers tried to catch them. They shouted their wickedness loud, pointing fingers at themselves before running into the street. The whole town heard it. Nobody could deny it anymore. Wickedness lives near us, the elders said. But Amanda did not shout. She did not curse. She just sat quietly. Days after Amanda returned from the river, she didn't hear from Saka. People assumed he had vanished like the others. But one afternoon, as she sat by the front of her house, watching children play, a familiar voice said, "Amanda." She turned. It was him. He stood there, his eyes were tired, his hands shaking slightly. "I ran," he said. "I won't lie. I was afraid. I didn't understand what I saw." She looked at him silent. "But I went home. I told my uncle. I told my mother. I prayed. And one night I had a dream. In that dream, you were still you, crying, waiting." He stepped forward. "I came back. Not because I'm strong, but because I love you, and I believe you were wronged." Tears dropped from Amanda's eyes. They didn't say much more. The next week, they married quietly. And Amanda, she smiled. Not the loud kind, not the shiny kind. A small smile. The kind that comes from surviving fire. Because now she knew, not every friend is a friend. Not every smile is sweet. And even beauty, like gold, must be protected. The river had touched her, but grace brought her back. And this time, nothing and no one stopped her joy. Moral of the story: don't trust every friend. Even the ones that laugh with you might be hiding envy in their hearts. Keep your happiness private. Protect your joy until it's fully grown. Sometimes, silence is not pride, it's wisdom. And never ignore the warnings of those who truly love you, especially your mother. In the end, it's not beauty or love that saves, it's discernment. I hope you enjoyed the tale. If so, please like the video, share it with your family and friends, comment on it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell for more enchanting tales like this one. Goodbye.